What's going on, everyone? It's Crops, aka Beast Beats, and today we are bringing you a few replays from a little dueling book, like weekly goat tourney, whatever they call them. They've been hosting some to get like 9 days worth of dono code, so like you can have custom picture and custom sleeves if you get first place in them. I went ahead and decided to enter one. I think this was last week now. Using none other than a deck inspired by Kevin, aka Fresh IRL, aka Golem God. So this is inspired by him. It's close to card for card the same, like in the main, except I put like Tribe and Torrential in the main. Like I believe he said he would have 1 and 2 at the GOAT Grand Prix Fort Worth. If you haven't checked out that video, it was my last upload. Great deck profile as well as all the others. Excuse me, I'd recommend checking those out. I know it's been about a couple weeks since I've uploaded, so I got to get more content out. We're just taking a little break, you know. The GOAT Grand Prix was quite a bit in one day, so. In the side deck, I made some changes. I wanted to try a Kuriboh for to be funny, mostly, against Reasoning Gate or Panda Burn, it could be okay. I think I put in a Sheriff Priest because I don't think he was on a Sheriff Priest, and I think like either a Swords or Second Walk. I think he was maining 3 goats, 2 swaps, and he was on 3 Solemn Wishes, which I haven't really tested that card much. It probably is pretty good against Burn, honestly, or if there's time to be called. But yeah, this was the deck, and let's just get straight into round 1 of this tourney against Phase 814. As you can see, this is a tourney duel. Says right here, we win the RPS, off to a good start. You'll see we got the channel, or the channel leader right here, Mr. Berserk Gorilla, and an awesome Resurrect Crops OSRS spell as our sleeves. So we open with Duo, which is absolutely amazing. Luckily, we hit Night Assailant, so he pitches. Okay. So I'm pretty sure they could have discarded Dekoichi and added back Dekoichi with Night Assailant's effect. Correct me if I'm wrong there. So already, these definitely aren't like the GFCs, the FLCs, but it's a tourney. Respect the opponent. I don't know. I'm almost certain they could have just got back Deco from if they discarded it there. But anyway, I pro Storm here because I don't know. I guess I could have just kept 6 in hand, but this gets punished by exactly Breaker MST. Also, I guess if they had their own heavy, yeah, it may have been better not to set it, but we go for the spice every now and then. A hand like this, they go Thunder Dragon for 2 and a Pot of Greed. We also had Thunder Dragon for 2, and then our rest of the cards in our hand: Knock, Meta, Sook. Like a Scapegoat or a Serpent or something like really makes this hand quite better. But they pot in a Dust Shoot Knock, so they decide to set the Deco, set the Dust Shoot pass, and I draw Sangan and immediately get Dust Shooted. So bye-bye to that Sangan that we just drew. I think I should have shuffled my hand before revealing. They might not have. They probably still pick Sangan, but they might have changed their decision had I went shuffle hand then reveal off Dust Shoot. So that's something. Man, I wonder if this is like one of my first matches of the day. It honestly might have been. But that's just a little thing you should probably keep in mind there. So I knock and bye-bye all Dekoichis, just in case it's Faith. I don't want them to Pot of Greed again. And, the only thing I could do is set Sook, and then like meta into Darkfire, or just keep Sook there. And I don't like either of those options too much. I know they have 2 Thunder Dragons in hand, so I just gotta hope that their other cards don't do much, and they pass. So here I could again like set Sook. I don't really want to set the My Body though, so I just pass. Here they draw Spy, and now they drop Sork after I had passed last turn. Now I just have 1 more card in my hand. That's interesting. And they attack for 23. And then they set spy and pass. Yep. Another my body. Oh yeah. I just pass. They heavy my heavy. Flip spy, and I believe that's exactly 47. Yep. So this is single elimination, by the way. So that being game one, I'm like, oh man, am I just gonna lose immediately the first time I try the Golem deck? And I think it's because I didn't draw Golem game one. That's where we lost. Golem would have been good opening in that game, but nonetheless, we draw it this time though. So we set the Golem, we set the goats. Maybe could have set ring instead of goats and just kept goats in hand. But we have swap for goats as well, so this isn't the worst thing. Also, I kind of figured they're like on some kind of chaos, like turbo or something, so I don't know if I know it's turbo yet, but anyway, they set book, they set Regeki break. Of course, this isn't storm again. I could end phase goats, but I figure, nah, it could be another chap does shoot, but it is not. So I pot into goat torrential. I choose not to flip the golem and attack for some reason. I don't know why I didn't attack with it. Anyway, they set break. So they have 2 breaks, a book and a faith. Dang, should have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. I guess if I kept ring in hand, that's 7. I don't know, like heavy storm. We do golem sentry here, and now poke for 8. And the Regeki break the golem, so bye-bye golem. Now I set the storm. Wow, I am taking a chance here. They set book and faith, so now they have double book break. I goat, and now I'm about to heavy storm, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, heavy storm would be a decent play here. They break a goat, which is fine. So now I could either swap them a token, or what's probably better is just knock. Oh no, actually, maybe not better. Yeah, that's actually a crazy swap, because they only had books. I just get lucky on this swap. I don't summon tribe, because I don't know. I don't think I do. No, I could have. It would have been funny. Oh, wow. They taught mind control. But the only targets are book and mind. I mean, I say still do it to keep me off pot of greed. But they don't. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a mistake. I feel like you should mind control so that I can't faith back pot. Like, yeah, you got Mirror Force, but I don't know. Like, pot increased my odds of getting into Breaker MST, which is going to out the Mirror Force. There's Duo. Oh, man. That's disgusting. So, yeah, Faith over the token. Duo their hand, which is Minecon BLS. Set 7 tools. Tribute the Faith to set Thunder Dragon. Just to, like, play around Snatch, I guess. I don't know. I feel like Snatch and Torrential, I guess. I don't know. They mind control. I don't know why. They think there's a Guardian Sphinx. that would have been okay at best if it was Guardian Sphinx, but they know I have Thunder Dragons in hand. Yeah, that's a strange mind control. Yeah, some questionable decisions from the opponent. So I decided to just go in like Mirror Force, 7 tools. Nope. I'll keep I want mostly to protect the Golem here, because now set Golem pass. They set Nidus on it. That's not going to matter. Whoop. Golem it back. Another 16-8. Set the Golem again. Set the TT just because, I think. Yep. So I don't have to discard for hand size. See, now they set and then get back that Faith. But yeah, they're going to have to use... Oh, I decided not to play into TT, that's right. So put them at 16. Set Mirror Force. I have Mirror Force and Torrential set just so I don't discard for hand size. They end phase, pop the Golem, get back Faith. Set Faith, set Does Shoot. I draw Knock, and they just, well, they're able to see that the game is over. On to game 3. So, yeah, questionable mind control there from the opponent. They could have had it saved it later for that Golem Sentry and at least bounce back Thunder Dragon or something. They start with set DD, set Ring. They have Break, Judgment, Snatch, Faith as well. I knock the DD, set my own Faith, and go 7 tools. And then I get duoed for the rest of my hand, which an extra goats and a Soric, gets a dark in my grave at least. But then they set their Faith. So here I'm like, alright, flip Faith to get back Knock. Knock their Faith. And then discard Thunder Dragon. Oh yeah, I forgot to banish my other Faith. So later in this duel you're going to see me draw a Faith. I'm pretty sure. And then I think I'm like, I'm not supposed to have this. I think it was actually in this game. But we get the Mimic. Get an extra card. Right there. Yep. This shouldn't be in my deck. So, yeah, there is no third, but that should not have been in my deck. So, when I flip Faith, got back my knock their Faith in my head. I'm like, all right, we'll get rid of their Faiths, but just completely forgetting the second one in my deck for whatever reason. But I'm pretty sure I do have Mimic level 3 in the deck. So I set Ring, so I have Ring, 7 tools, Goats to protect this Mimic. And yep, I upgrade. Luckily we didn't draw it, so boom. Now they decided a Regeki break, and I 7 tools. So they take the 1,000. They could have ringed or even Judgment, but I don't blame them for saving it. But I set a second 7 tools of the Bandit. They draw Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight. I forgot about this. Yeah, they set their entire hand. They summon Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight. And so they attack here, and I'm like, I could ring, but especially when they decide to attack Dark Mimic, which makes sense to do some damage, but I'm like, I'm gonna draw 2 off this. Oh yeah, that's fine. So I take 13 and Pot of Greed into Heavy Metamorphosis number 2. They pass. I draw Sook. So now I have Sook, double meta, Heavy, double Thunder, Ring, Scapegoat, 7 tools. I actually should have end phase Goats there, especially to see if they wanted to Judgment that, but I do have 7 tools for their 1 Judgment, so all this back row is about to go away. So I Heavy, and they're thinking, they Judgment, I have 7 tools, and now they send it to the grave and they try to ring. I'm like, you can't chain ring to 7 tools, huh? So they just send everything to the grave. But see, had I end phase Goat, so I'd have 4 Goat tokens, I could have then just meta'd a Goat, taken Swift Gaia, attack for 23, put him at 5, and then I have 3 Goat tokens, Faith, 1,000 Eyes with a Swift Gaia equip, Sook, double Thunder Dragon, and the second meta still in hand. They can add Serpent, which I think they forgot to add Serpent a lot, haven't they, as well? But now I'm forced to sacrifice my Moth. Otherwise, I could have Sooked the Moth. But, and like added Knock or Goats, but I should have chained the ghost to begin with. So anyway, we just do this. Puts them at 5, and then they top deck Graceful, and they forget to add back Serpent, which I don't know how you forget. You draw Graceful. It's like Serpent is such a good discard fodder, and so like they would have had Serpent, Deco, Judgment, Knock, so they could have discarded Serpent and Knock, and then set Deco, set Judgment, and still been in the game. Yeah, I don't know. But instead they discard Judgment. Oh yeah, and Knock, because they have to set Deco to survive a turn. But then I top deck Golem, which I decide to tribute for Thunder Dragon. Meta for Dark Bolt. Oh, what am I saying? They're at 500, right? So, and I attack with Reaper on the Nightmare. Pew pew. Thinking of Gaga Cowboy for game, which is actually insane. I haven't done this in a very long time, so that was cool. Like Reaper on the Nightmare for game. But no, yeah, the opponent definitely could have played that differently. Nonetheless, that puts us on to round 2. So now we are against Pasta Mans. As you can see, again, this is a tourney duel. So I think we tied 3 times in RPS, and then they finally get the W on us. So we have to go second. But we got Meta, Mimic, Serpent, Sork, and TT. They have Reasoning, Prima, Metamorphosis, Duo, Dimension Fusion, and Trunade. Oh yeah, this match I think is a little crazy. They Duo, hitting our meta, that hurts. I would have rather have them hit pretty much any other card in our hand. We do pitch the Serpent, thankfully we have that, but that Metamorphosis would have helped a lot, especially against this matchup. I call 4, it's Demock. They get back Monster Gate. Arguably, I should have called 8 so that I don't get duoed again. Why they didn't get duo again and hit me down to 1 card, I don't know. I think, oh wait, they have Dimension Fusion. That ends up happening anyway. Yeah. Except now it's even worse. So they draw off Crane, get back Demock, get back Duo, go down to 4,000 life. And I make a really, really dumb decision. They hit TT. So obviously I should discard Mimic, hoping to draw Thunder Dragon. I discard Chaos Orc. And what do I draw for turn? Thunder Dragon. Which now means my Sork would have been live. Why did I do that? I don't know. Oh, man. I like Mimic, but it was not the correct thing to keep. Man. I set Mimic, Thunder Dragon for 2, and pass. You know, they could think this is just a Serpent. But still, Demock banishes it, so I don't even get to draw. That's what I was thinking. I was like, man, Sork would have been a million times better because I would have had a Thunder Dragon and Mimic banish. So if they do have another Dimension Fusion, at least I get to bring both of them, like Thunder Dragon and Dark Mimic, back and have a Sork to like. I'd have to banish their Demock. Just hope they don't have Dimension Fusion, but like. If I'd done that, I actually would have been a really good. Let's look at what they have. So they have Trunade, Prima, Metamorphosis, Torrential. So had we, and they had their 9 hand too. And if we had pitched the Mimic, kept the Sork, drawn a Thunder Dragon for 2, banish Thunder Dragon, banish Mimic to banish their Demock. Now they have Crane, Air Knight, Meta, Premature, Trunade, Torrential. None of that gets over a 2300 Sork in attack mode sitting on the field. So they Mimic for Dark Bolter, which if I like top deck a Spy, I guess I just want to keep the Serpent. But this banishes anyway. But I guess this is safer to negate. Oh yeah, and they actually bring back Air Knight. So they end up attacking with Dark Bolter, getting their Air Knight draw here, drawing Monster Gate, dealing 28. And then I draw Tribe Infecting Virus. Also, they honestly probably should have Giant Trunaded the Prima back to their hand. Like, I think they should have done that trade. Especially after I literally had to draw exactly that. So then you see, I type spell as in spellcaster, fiend, fairy. Boom, 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 board nuke. 1600, putting them down to 1600. They draw lightning vortex. They vortex pitching trunade, set torrential and pass. I draw scapegoat. I add sinister. I'm like, you know what? Let's do 300. Put him at 13. I'm going to win with serpent. They draw a trunade. I draw mimic. I get another 300, putting them down to 1,000. Even though they already duo twice. They draw meta. They pass. I draw kaiku. I flip mimic. I draw meta. I summon kaiku. They torrential. Okay, understandable. I pass. They draw BLS. They trunade. I scapegoat. They banish light and dark for BLS. Kill 2 goats. They pass. I draw Saku. I add Serp. I set Serp. Or well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, actually, yeah, just meta a goat, and that's the end of the game. So we actually ended up winning after getting duo twice. And oh man, yeah. Had they Prima or tunated the Prima back to their hand, that would have been different. And yeah, that tribe top deck though. So yeah, Kevin can confirm having tribe in the main deck for game 1 is good. It gets you out of situations where you were about to lose. Again, to be fair, I should have kept the Sork instead of the Mimic, but it is what it is. How do I stay on here? Let me save this. I noticed a message from a friend. I'm going to open that. I think he was asking me what deck he should play for his 250th game. So, he opens Reasoning, Monster Gate, Dimensional Fusion, Call the Haunted, Graceful, Scapegoat. We open Golem, Scapegoat, Kaiku, Mimic, Sangan. I call 4 and he gets 8 again. Getting back Pot of Greed. Man, I tend to call 8, but see, the cranes, man, the cranes throwing me off. Anyway, then he Monster Gates into cranes, so it was just the other way around. There were 2 cranes under that 1/8. It's just unlucky. I can't call it to anything else. Drawing into Dimension Fusion, activating Graceful, drawing Duo, pitching Crane, Scapegoat, activating Dimension Fusion, bringing... Oh, wait, sorry. Duo hitting 2 cards out of my hand. Then activating Dimension Fusion, getting back Demok to get back Duo, activating Duo, getting 2 more cards out of my hand. Again, turn 1, hitting 4 cards out of hand. 2 games in a row, except this time I don't have Serpent. And he hits... Sangan, so I get rid of Mimic this time. I keep the goats for survival purposes. Anyways, he has goats in call. I draw Storm. I'm like, well, might as well to protect the goats, or set the goats and have, so they don't get end-phase spaced or dusted or something random like that. Regeki breaked. Anyway, he gets Crane Draw. You know, I think it was Trunade or something. I set goats, pass. He draws Premature. He Trunades. I'm like, well, I basically have to go. Honestly, he should have Premated back Crane, then Trunaded. Because, like, if this is MST or something, oh, well, you know what I mean? It'd have to be exactly MST. And if that's what it is, your hand is so cracked still that I won't even care. I'd rather go for the slight gamble to draw an extra card, put another body on board, and keep Prima in my hand. Dude, that's definitely... I mean, he ends up, I'm pretty sure, Prematuring right now anyway. Yeah, but he doesn't have the Trunade, unless he draws with another one. No. It's not going to end up mattering, I don't think, because yeah, Reasoning. I call 5, and I do hit the Air Knight, so that was nice. There's that token Thanksgiving. Jeez, that is scary. If he had drew that, he would have gained 3,200. This game just would have been super over, but he still was able to Monster Incarnate, discarding the Dark to add the BLS. Then I think he defusions the Air Knight, going down to 12, and just saying... All right, you at the top deck. You have 1 card because you can go Air Knight over Goat, Crane, BLS twice, Demot putting me down to, what is that, 300? Yep, 300 life points in a dream. Setting Trenton, just keeping Torrential in hand. But I draw Thunder Dragon. Well, I don't have a Chaos Monster. BLS is enough damage over a Crane for game, but I did not draw Pot of Greed into Thunder Dragon BLS. So, or Snatch Steal, actually. Snatch Steal would have also won the game. But we are on to game 3. So, just pretty unlucky. We got Birdman Omega watching. Shout out to them for knocking me out of round 1 of the Patreon last week. All right, now we open Duo. That feels, and a Cursed Seal. So I feel pretty good. I hit the Dimension Fusion. They discard Fusler. I set Faith with a Cursed Seal, and I'm like, all right, this is good start. They upstart. I'm like, okay, I'll take my Duo life points back. They Reasoning. I debate on Cursed Sealing, but I'm like, you know what? No, it's going to be a 4. And it's a Jinzo, so now my Cursed Seal is shut down. But I'm getting Duo back. So now they decide, I think, to set 2. They Metamorphosis apparently is a misclick, I don't know. And they set 2 because of Duo and Pass. I'm like, do they have Light and Dark Engrave? They only have Darks. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So I summon Breaker. To try and hit like an MST or something. End up hitting the Trunade, so they just have meta left. Snatching the Jinzo, getting him for 4,000. And then passing. They draw Trunade, so they're able to Trunade, get the Jinzo back, and kill the Breaker, which puts a Dark in my grave, so that's kind of even risky for them to do. Oh, right, then they meta for Ryu Senshi. They still don't have a light, though. I almost wonder if they should have went for Ojama King. Oh, I can't snatch the Ryu Senshi, though. Oh, that's right, that's fair. Although Ryu Senshi can't stop Cursed Seal, so. End up setting the Mimic and the Cursed Seal, which is now able to be activated. I just Cursed... I definitely Cursed Seal. Oh, no, I don't Cursed Seal the Pot of Greed. Interesting. Surely I Cursed Seal the Monster Gate if they go for it. They don't go for the Monster Gate, though, understandably so. I draw on a Thunder Dragon, which isn't bad. They Monster Gate, I'm like, alright, we got a Cursed Seal. Forget the Snatch. No more Monster Gates this game. I draw an MST, which is actually pretty good. I don't space for some reason. Definitely probably should have. But I guess in my... Oh, I think in my head I'm like, save this MST for Snatch or Prima. And since they still could have live Dimension Fusion, I just banished the 2 Sorks that can't come back from Dimension Fusion. Okay, so I set the MST and pass. Well, Thunder Dragon, of course, so. Makes sense, makes sense. Not too mad at that play. They draw on a Graceful. Sadly, I don't have another Cursed Seal, otherwise fire that in a heartbeat. They draw on a Scapegoat, Air Knight, Dimension Fusion. They discard the Air Knight. Oh yeah, as long as they can't clear this Breaker, or Kaiku actually, the BLS can't be summoned, luckily. So they set the... No, wait, they activate Goats to play around an end phase space, which is exactly what this would have... Likely what would have happened. Possibly would have end phased and MSC'd the Goats there. And then they pass. And I draw freaking Graceful. Okay, I mean, I was going to say how unfair, but then I got to remember this is the person that duoed me twice games 1 and 2. So, you know what, Trinity... Battle of the Trinity. Another Cursed Seal. That feels really good. Pitch the Thunder Dragons. MST the back row at this point. Because I'm like, alright. Let's just kill these 2. Set the Golem. Duo that last card out of their hand. Which is BLS. Set the Cursed Seal and pass. Oh, and the Goats even. I don't know if that was right or not. So they could token Thanksgiving here. But then they just lose more cards in their grave. So they keep the chump blockers. Although, realistically... Oh, well, yeah, BLS's game. If they had tokens Thanksgiving, they would have gained 48. And then... Oh, well, this is still 40, more than 40. Yeah, okay. So, and you can actually meta Golem Sentry into a 1500 beater. So, and that was the end of the match. So that was round 2, and now on to round 3 of the tourney. This is against Geetster 99. As you can see again, this is a tourney duel. The winner of this goes to the finals. No spoilers. I'm actually just going to fast forward this one because I'm just going to say it's brutal. And brutal in a way. Chaos Recruiter, right, with like Monarch, really cool deck. I can't remember if I like make a lot of bad plays or not, but y'all can just watch this one unravel. Chebdushu's also one heck of a card, right? All that knowledge it gets him. Zaborg, the Golem Sentry. I decided to Saku the tomato over the Zaborg. I don't know if that was correct. I guess that's why what I just did to Thousand Eyes Zaborg instead of like a tomato. Then they drop Sork into another angel. I do have meta Serp Kaiku, pretty decent stuff, but they have the answer to the Thousand Eyes, yep. And they're able to clear that. And sadly, Kaiku doesn't do much in the face of already summoned Sork. I draw my second Kaiku, 2 out of 2 in the main. And I'm just kind of sitting here wishing the Kaiku was on board earlier. But then I do draw into pot. They didn't even, duo. I'm like, I can clear the angel. Gotta hope they don't have. They do have DD Warrior Lady. I have to like swap, and then they have Dust, and so I lose that one. So on to game 2. You can see my opening. I don't know why I didn't graceful there. I feel like I should graceful. Okay, finally. Wow, graceful in the duo. Pretty solid. And I hit the snatch out of their hand. I feel like, man, surely we win this one. Oh yeah, because they had drew the DD Warrior Lady. Oh no, we actually lose very fast. Right, okay. So when I assured into the Shining Angel, I'm like, all right, here comes their DD Warrior Lady, but no effect. I'm like, wow, they must have drew the DD Warrior Lady, and they did draw it. So I'm like, okay, well, I can snatch it. I'm down to 2,700, so you're about to see there's a big issue here. I can set the Mimic, but they end up, gaining 1,000, MSTing the snatch, getting back that. And I think on torrentialing this Ashura Priest, and like if I torrential it though, I die to BLS, which for some reason I feel like they have in their hand, which isn't necessarily the case, but they have it. I'm like, okay, maybe I can draw into like a goats or something so that I can torrential and then have protection for their BLS follow-up. So really the answer here would be, wow, it's torrential on torrential. Anyway, no, actually it doesn't matter. Because I'm down at 1,200, I can't my body, so I can't even like go Kaiku. I think I set Faith, set my body or something. It's just, the game's just over. It ended so fast. Was Ring involved? Ring wasn't even involved. I feel like I waited to graceful, and they went pot graceful. I went graceful duo. I guess I just let this one slip away. I don't know. Yeah, probably not the brightest moment here. Yeah, so I do TT, and I'm like, well, literally even in a second Sork at that point kills you, right? But yeah, they do have the BLS. They've had it like the entire time, and I'm dead, and that's the end of my tourney run. So that's it. I don't know, anticlimactic ending. I mean, losing to Golden Boy, big. Blade Knight wasn't. I guess it would stop the Faith, but wouldn't have even stopped like almost anything else in my hand, unless they managed to get it to 2K to take over like Haiku. But like the recruiters, tributes, and spirit monsters, like it was going to be a bit tough for them to get that to 2K until near the end of their hand there. So then it was Geekster versus whoever in the finals. I'm not sure who won, but yeah, Chaos Recruiter, cool to see. It looks like a good old friend Smoky Dragoon logged out before we got to respond there. Oh well. All right, y'all. So that was our little tourney run with the Golem God. We are not the Golem God, but we're the Golem Apprentice, I guess. Definitely a fun deck. Probably would make a little more changes to this list. Got to look at Kevin's updated list and from this last like Patreon tourney and GFC and Goat Grand Prix, and kind of mix all the best of those 3 lists together and put it as the final, or one. I guess nothing's final, right? Always keep them on their toes, always mix things up. But nonetheless, that's it for this one. I feel like I'm rambling at this point, so thank you all. Oh, for over 200 subs. I haven't mentioned that in a video yet. I believe we're at 222 subscribers, so shout out to y'all. Much love. Keep continuing to do so. Share, like, comment as well. It helps us get the algorithm. Much love to y'all, and until the next time, this has been Crops, aka Beast Beats. Bye.